Hi, my name is Eric, and over the past decade plus, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of businesses and also been coached by many others. And this is the one thing that I see that people get stuck on the most. So, when I first started our agency, we tried to help everybody, anybody and everybody that would sign up with us and become a client. It was to survive or die. That was our mentality. But one of the key things that I've learned that really helped us change the way we looked at things and how we helped our clients is really just going one direction. Be really, really focused, pick one avatar, one problem, and one solution. This is the same tactics that we've helped clients from startups to mom and pop shops to companies doing over $100 million revenue. The same tactics, the same formula. This is what seems to work, and we've executed many, many times. And going back to people who have helped us, they've all said the same thing. Choose one niche, one avatar, one problem, and one solution. So let's get into it. I'm going to help you with our 5C system. It's the 5 steps that will help you get started to get clarity on what you need to do to really start diving into, instead of grabbing clients, attracting clients. So if you're looking to make your next $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 this month, I'd always start with going back to the basics, which is our 5C marketing system. The first C, which I'm going to give you, is your customer. You have to decide who's going to be your ideal customer avatar. Some people call it ICP, ideal client profile. I like to call it avatar. Everyone does it a bit differently, but the messaging is the same. Choose the one person that you're going to help and define and solve a problem for. How do I choose that avatar? I see people get stuck on this all the time. They can't decide on which avatar to work with or who to work with. I think one of the things that I always look back and think about is, what do I love? Maybe I love cars. Maybe I love real estate. Maybe I love pets. Choose what works for you. When you think about something you're passionate about and the customer you pick, it's so much more easier to become an expert in that field just because you love it. You're passionate about it. You want to work with those people. You want to learn from them. You want to learn about the industry. Pick something that you ideally love. It doesn't matter if it's builders, pet lovers, vets, medical clinics, dentists, roofers, anything it could be. It could be for dog walkers. Pick one thing that you love and dive right into that person. You could sell everybody everything, but the key is to sell one thing to that one somebody. And this is what's going to make your life a lot easier, your marketing a lot easier, and everything you do in the next 4 steps easier, which is how to attract that client time after time versus always chasing. So you thought about your customer and who your ideal customer avatar is. One of the things I said, think about, what skills do I already have that I love having and that I want to learn that I can set into place to help solve a problem. So the next C, step number 2, is, what is the challenge? So once you've defined that avatar, whatever it may be, it could be realtors looking for more home buyers. It could be doctors looking for more patients, dentists looking for more patients. It could be anything from parents, busy parents are looking for help with cooking in the kitchen, helping around the house. It could be people looking to get their house painted. Anything that is, if somebody's looking for more clients or more help to grow, be that somebody that solves that problem for them. Your job is simple. Your job is to solve their pain point. What is that pain point? You want to solve a problem that's a not nice to have, but a must have. Think about the vitamin and the painkiller. Maybe you're taking a vitamin C on a daily, vitamin D, whatever that may be. That's nice to have. It's going to energize your system. You could go without it if you could have it. And there's going to be long-term benefits, but you won't see them right away. A must-have is, if I'm suffering from a bad headache and a migraine, or I'm suffering a lot of pain, I'm going to need to get that painkiller. And I need that painkiller now, and I will pay for whatever that is to get that painkiller now to make this problem go away. That's a must-have problem solved. So think about what you can do for your avatar and what problem they have, what challenge they have, and how can you be the painkiller in this situation. Number 3 is creation. This is one that I love. This is a fun one to work with. So what we want to do here is find a way to craft an offer to solve that specific problem. You want to find a specific problem that they have. You want to craft a specific offer and put together an offer that solves this issue. for them, or that pain point. So what I like to say is that your offer is not the services and tasks that you provide. For example, if you're an accountant, you're not just doing paperwork and payroll and all the other stuff. You're removing headache, saving the money, and adding to the bottom line. In this step, we're looking to define a clear problem, a simple process, and a specific outcome. What is the problem we're solving? Think about what your painkiller does for them. What is the simple process to get them to their outcome or transformation? This could be a 3-step method, a 5-step method, something that you do, a program that puts them through steps A to Z and gets them to their outcome. We want a simple process that's easy to understand and really makes it frictionless for them to understand. And the third one is the outcome. What is the ideal transformation? Again, going back to, we're not selling services, we are selling the outcome. One that really hit me before is we used to sell websites for clients, but what we do now is we put together a website to help clients get more customers. We're looking to sell the outcome. What is the tool and the thing that we do to put in place that gives them the ideal outcome that they're looking for? And that's the service that we offer. And if you put that into a simple, clear process to understand by anybody, this is where clarity really takes shape. Your offer really becomes powerful when you really show where you are today, where you want to go, and how you are going to take them there. Remember to think about one avatar, one problem, and one solution. Some good examples of this would be, I help realtors get more leads through online ads. I help dentists get more patients in the door through our review system. I help small businesses get more clients through my magnetic marketing system. I help dog walkers find more pet owners to fill up your schedule. A specific and clear outcome is what you have to craft into your offer. So you're ready for step 4, and C number 4 is communication. You're ready to communicate your message to the world. What you have to do is put together a communication message that goes something like this. I help insert avatar solve insert problem by X solution, achieve insert outcome. This simple framework allows you to really fill in the blanks, to touch everything that we're talking about here, and have your client avatar understand what you offer as a clear and concise message. Some examples of this could be, I help realtors sell more homes through qualified leads by using my Facebook marketing system. Or another one could be, I help content creators save time and energy, double their output by inserting my content editing system. Another great one would be, I help dentists get more patients and reviews through my Google review system. Think about what those outcomes are and how we can help visualize that for your ideal customer avatar. Once you define what your message is, you want to put that out to the world. Look at your Instagram bio, your LinkedIn bio, change what that is to that one specific message of yours. Now you're ready for outreach. So there's so many different ways to start. There's email, there's cold email, there's LinkedIn messaging, there's WhatsApp messaging, there's Instagram DM, there's TikTok, there's everything over across the moon, including standard phone calls. Anything that you'd like to do, I would say pick one method. If it's Instagram DM, stick with Instagram DM, put together what that script is, and start manually messaging people. Message up to 30, 50, or 60 people per day and get feedback. The key is to get the feedback, whatever that may be. If you're emailing, if they're saying no, if you're not replying, what are we doing wrong? Is the hook different? Is the message different? What are we doing wrong? If you're phoning people, you want to look for what they're saying and what roadblocks they have so we can overcome them moving forward. Whatever they're saying, overcome the obstacle for the next person ahead of time. So if you know that price is an issue, bring up the price ahead of time and pre-qualify that person on the phone. If you know that timeline is an issue, talk about timeline. For example, you could say that your service is $10,000 and we get this done in the next month without you lifting a finger. Bring up all the roadblocks that they have and go over them ahead of time so that they don't have to bring them up again, and we've answered their questions to put them at ease. If they're a right fit for you, they will continue the conversation. If not, they'll self-select themselves out. This is where most people quit. They can't endure the number of no's that they get when they're trying to sell their offer. If you're looking to grow and make that next $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000, you have to be able to endure those no's. Those no's are what you're looking for. What I tell my team is, you want more no's. I want them to come to me at the end of the day to say, we've had 100 no's. That means what they're doing is right. They're outreaching to more and more people. Out of all those no's, you're not just getting no's, but you're learning. The no's help you move forward with the next person you're speaking to. We want no's. This is, again, where most people get frustrated, they get scared, or they quit. They might think they have something wrong, but really what they're doing is just not telling enough people. We've worked with clients in the past who do mailer campaigns. That's sending flyers out to the traditional post office and getting people's mailboxes. Maybe they send 1,000 flyers out and they got nothing. Maybe they got one. But really what they didn't do is reach enough of the population to get real number of feedback. Instead of sending 1,000, they might have needed to send 10,000 to get some real numbers back. Instead of spending time making 5 videos, they make 1 video on YouTube and hope for exponential returns. That is not the case, and that's not going to be the case with you doing outreach. Your next step is to really get into number 5, which is the close. The close is the most exciting and fun one, and this is where it's going to take a turn for you to really be confident and ask for the close and collect that payment. So what does your call structure look like? You've got the prospect on the call. What we have to do more than talk is listen. Ask questions. Ask more questions. Put together the questions you're going to ask ahead of time so you have a script ready. Once they tell you what their problem is, repeat. Let them repeat what their problem is, or you speak it back to them one more time so we can confirm that that is what we're looking for and what we can help them with. If we cannot help them with that, that's not what you should be working on, and this client is not a good fit for you. If you can help them with what they're looking for, then move on to the next step. In this next step, you're going to share what solution you have for their problem. Clearly define how you solve the problem, how you're going to take them to the solution. Once you've done that, listen, answer any questions they have. From there, clearly tell them what the price would be and how the process looks like working with you. Maybe it's a 12-week program, maybe it's a 1-month system, maybe it's a service that you can start right away, like dog walking or house cleaning, anything simple like that. Explain to them what the process is. You want to be able to get in their shoes and for them to visualize what it's like working with you, going from step 1 to 10. We don't want to leave it up in the air and open. They want to be reassured that you're the right choice and that you're the person to work with because you understand the process. I like to think of it as when you're looking to ask somebody out on a date. You couldn't just go up to them in a coffee shop and just say, hey, let's go out and get married tomorrow. That's not the case. You're going to have to walk up to them and tell them what the steps are in between that. You're going to ask them out. You're going to go on a couple dates. You're going to then get to know them better. Even when you're asking them out, you're going to talk about where you're going to go. Am I going to go to the movies? Am I going to go to a restaurant? Which movies, and what time you're going to have them home by. This process helps them define what it's like working with you so they can make a clear and informed decision if they want to go through that process with you. If you just go up to somebody and say, hey, let's go out, they're not going to want to know, they're not going to know what they're going to expect. But if you tell them exactly where you're going, what you're going to be doing, what they could expect, if they say yes, that's a much easier yes for that particular client or person to look at. From there, once you explain the process and they're understanding and they're looking to move forward for you to solve the problem, clearly and simply explain the price. Once you've explained the price, you can just be confident about what that price is. And if they ever tell you, well, that price is too high or for too little, repeat what the problem is again and say, hey, this is what we're looking to do. This is the process. I've worked with many people before, and this is what it takes for us to properly implement the solution so that you could solve that problem. Be confident with your price and reaffirm that price. This is, again, something people are really scared about to do. I do this myself as well. Make sure you understand where your value comes from and that you can stay true to your value and what you can do. If you devalue your product and your service and you bring the price down just to meet the client's needs, really you're just doing yourself a disservice and doing them a disservice because you're not able to put the right resources in place for them so that you can solve their problem at the proper timeline and with ease. If they've agreed on all this, put together terms for payment, and this could be a deposit, a prepayment, whatever it may be. Ask for them, let them know that this is part of the process and this is how you do it for all your clients, and that you're going to be sending them an invoice online through Stripe or through whatever you might use for that payment, and show them how they can make that payment to get started. Let them know once you're going to get started, and once that payment is made, you're going to have a kickoff call or whatever that may be in X amount of time, so they can expect that, and maybe even leave them with homework along the way to start. This is how you take the first call and the conversation all the way up to taking the deposit and closing the deal in this process. Remember, number 5 is how do I go for the close? Remember, people want to work with people who know how to solve their problem and understand their pain points and their problem the most. If you can put yourself in their shoes, and especially if it's a service or avatar or client type that you're really passionate about, whatever that may be, fashion, cars, content creating, video editing, designing, solving business problems, running Facebook ads, whatever that may be, if you're super passionate about that and you're super confident you can solve the problem, people want to work with the person who is confident, calm, and ready to dive right in and really take ownership of their problem and help them along the way. This is what they're hiring you for. Don't be scared to ask about the close and show them how dedicated and excited you are to work with them. So let's recap. So for the next month, you're going to do this exactly. In the first days 1 to 3, you're going to go back, define your avatar, choose the problem, and put together what the offer is to solve that problem. In days 4, 5, and 6, you're going to craft the message, put together your outreach script, and start reaching out. Between days 6 and 30, reach out to that number every single day. Be consistent, stay on platform, learn along the way. Once you get them on a call, don't be scared to show them what your solution is and ask them if they like to start. If you reach out to 50 people a day times 30 days, I guarantee you, if you're solving a pain point for a person and you're talking to the avatar, there are going to be people who jump on a call with you, and there are going to be people that want to get started with you. So if you're looking to make your next $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 in the next 30 days, this is the exact 5C formula that we do for all our clients, for ourselves, and what everybody who I've got coaching for and mentored it with has told me is to really get real clear, define the problem, and go after one specific client avatar. This will make your life so much easier. Instead of going everywhere and anywhere, you are now honed in and focused with a bullseye that you're aiming for. So to end off this, I'm going to go through the 5 C's again. It's your customer. It's your challenge that you're solving. It's the creation of your offer. It's how you communicate that offer to your prospective party. And it's how you go in for the close. Step by step, I break this down in a framework on a piece of paper, and I go through this exercise with all our clients. Even if they serve many people, I like to always start with one avatar and go from there. Test that avatar out, speak to them, learn what works, and then move on to the next. Start here. Start with just those plain 5 C's. This is the foundation to get clarity and for growth and to attract the ideal client that you're looking to work with. Nothing's worse than working with clients that you don't want to work with and that's not a fit for you, and you being forced to do so. That's no fun for them. It's no fun for you. Work with the clients who you love to work with in an area and niche that you're passionate about, and focus on learning how you become an expert in that. Once you become an expert in that and you speak the language, instead of chasing clients, you're going to be consistently attracting them. Guess what? Realtors who you work with, no other realtors. Dentists who you work with, no other dentists. It's just the way the industry works. Whatever that niche is, they know other people who are like them in that area, and they're going to refer you over to them. So you're going to get a ton of referral clients from that same network. This is the best way to scale and grow and make your next $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 in the next 30 days. So if you like the 5C system and you want to learn how you put together this magnetic marketing system for yourself, Feel free to reach out if you need a hand or sign up to our newsletter. We send weekly tips out on how to implement these frameworks into your business so you can start attracting your ideal client and have fun doing so. We will send our playbooks, our scripts, our frameworks, and step by step on how you take this and put this into action so you can be happy to grow with clarity.